guys, this is Christy Falk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, today I'm here to show you an alternative card for my monthly stamp club for the month of March. This month I'm featuring the Queen Bee bundle. I love this bundle. But I'm using one of the card designs and mixing it up a little bit using a different stamp set. This one is the Irresistible Blooms Bundle that just came out. It's part of the online exclusives. I've been using this one a lot, and it's actually part of my card class at home this week that ends this Wednesday. If you want to learn more about that, just click that link that's going to pop up here in the top right corner, or it's also down in the video description that you can watch the free class that I did for this Irresistible Blooms stamp set. But right now I'm concentrating on my club this month. It's a subscription, monthly subscription, and I think you'll like it a lot, and I'll show you what comes in this month's club kit. Now, if you'd like to make this card with me, just look down the video description and click on that blog post link below, and you'll find the supplies and the dimensions you need to make this card. Get all your stuff together and come make the card with me. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to tell you how my monthly online card club works. My club is subscription-based, and it's $39.50 a month. You will subscribe through PayPal, but you don't have to have a PayPal account to subscribe. You'll just fill out the information they ask for, like your name, email, credit card info, etc. And then PayPal will charge your card the same time every month until you cancel. Now, for the $39.50, you'll get $21 to $27 worth of product, card kits for 6 cards, that's 2 each of 3 designs, an exclusive video tutorial for the 3 cards. Nobody else will see it, just the card club members and those that are members of my Friendly Stampers team. A PDF that includes the link to the exclusive video tutorial, links to both the alternative cards for that month, links for the supplies needed to make the cards, the ink pads, tools, adhesives, etc., pictures of each card, supply list for each card, and paper sizes for each card. So when you get the PDF, just save that to your laptop or tablet or phone, wherever you want to save it. That way you've got everything in one place. So if you can't make this right away, you can go back to that PDF when you're ready, and you'll have all the information there, links to the videos and all of that. That's all in one place. And that $39.50 also includes shipping. So $39.50, that's the whole kit and caboodle. Shipping is included in that price. Now, you will have the option to add on either the stamp set or the bundle featured that month. And you only have to pay for the stamp set or the bundle. I'll pay the shipping and tax for those, and that'll save you 18%. And this is exclusive for those that are members of my card club. Now, you can cancel any time, but you do have to cancel before PayPal charges your card. So let's say you subscribe on the 5th of the month. You need to cancel before the 5th of the month. If you cancel on the 5th or after, you'll still get that month's club kit, but the next month will be canceled for you. Now, if you stay in my club for 6 consecutive months, you'll get a $25 bonus in product from me. You'll receive your $25 bonus pack at the end of the 6th consecutive month. The $25 before shipping and tax, and I'll pay the shipping and tax too. If you stay another 6 consecutive months, you get to choose up to the $25 in product for your bonus. So you'll get to choose for the second 6 months, after the second 6 months. Now, if you cancel and then start up again in the future, the 6-month countdown will start over again at 1. Okay, now for the month of March, I am featuring the Queen Bee Bundle, and this is everything you get in the club. You will get the 3 card kits. You get 2 for each card design, so it's 6 total. I will do the embossing and the die cutting for you. The only die cutting I won't do will be the stamped images. You'll have to fussy cut those out for yourself. I also include extra of the neutral cardstock. This month we're using very vanilla. That way we've got plenty to stamp on. So that's the one for your stamped images. That way if you make a mistake or you use a different stamp set and need more cardstock than what I used, you'll have plenty. It also features, you're going to get the full roll of the natural finish ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's nice and soft and pliable. You can move it around. It's easy to work with, and you can stamp on it. And then we'll be doing that in one of the cards. You'll also get a full pack of the rustic Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots. And you'll get a half pack of the gold and rose gold metallic specialty paper. I love this. This is my go-to metallic paper. I love it. So you'll get, the half pack would be 2 sheets of rose gold and 2 sheets of the gold. And then you also get a half pack of the Abigail Rose Designer Series paper. This is in the annual catalog. So was that metallic paper too, and the dots. Actually, all 4 things: the ribbon, the rest metallic dots, and the specialty paper. And this paper are in the annual catalog. Now you will get half packs. So what I do, I just cut, hack, in the middle. So these are 6 by 12 inch sheets. You'll get 2 of each. Let me show you the images here. So this is one side and this is the other side of one design. Then we have these two. So this is one side and that's the other side. Then we've got this side and this side together. Then we have this side and this side. I love that you can color these in too if you want to. You can definitely, they're still gorgeous if you just leave them the black with the vanilla, but you can definitely color these in. And then we've also got this design. So that's both sides of this design. And one more is this one with this design. So you get all of this, the Abigail Rose DSP, the gold and rose gold specialty paper, the rest of metallic dots, the natural finish ribbon, and the card kits for $39.50. Now, if you want to add on the stamp set or the bundle that's featured, which is the Queen Bee, you can. The Queen Bee stamp set is $23. And like I said earlier, you are only going to pay for the stamp set. I will pay the shipping and tax for you. Same with the bundle. The bundle is $49.50, and the bundle includes both the stamp set and the die set. So the stamp set's an additional $23, and the Queen Bee bundle is an additional $49.50. So you pick one of these, and that will save you 18% since I'm paying the shipping and the tax for you. Okay, so that's everything you'll get in the club. Now let's go ahead and make the alternative card. Okay, first off, I'm going to show you the bundle I'm using for my alternative card. This is that Irresistible Blooms Bundle I was telling you about. I'm having so much fun with this. Now, the stamps I'm using, in case you're making this with me, I'm using the smaller flower and both of the leaves and the Hello stamp. And with the dies, I'm using the smaller flower and both of these leaf dies. And that's all I'm using in the bundle. I'm also using the Hive bundle, and like I said, with the club, I do all the embossing for you, so mine will already be embossed just like your card kit would be. Okay, now for the stamping, like I said, I told you with the kits, you get a half sheet of the very vanilla, so you have plenty of extra cardstock in case you have a mistake when you stamp, or if you're using a different stamp set, need bigger images. But I went ahead and cut it down for me. So pretend like I just cut this off that half sheet of paper. It's a 5.5 by 2 inch piece. This just happens to be a good size to fit all of the images I'm using for this card. So I'm going to bring in that flower stamp and my crumb cake ink pad. And the ink colors I'm using are listed in the card club page as things that you need to have on hand to make the cards, because I do not provide the ink pads. So there we've got that. Those are things you have to have on hand, but you can also substitute with other colors that you have that will work. Okay, so I stamped that with my crumb cake. I also say to make sure you have a blender pen, because you'll need that with some of the cards in the bundle. So I'm going to use it for this one too. I'm going to use my Petal Pink ink pad. I'm going to squeeze this so I can make a nice little pool of ink here. Might have to squeeze that again. It didn't get that much, did I? So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to lightly color this in, because I don't want to make that crumb cake too wet, because it will start bleeding. But if I do it nice and easy, originally I was going to do early espresso, which is one of the other ink colors, and I knew that dark brown was going to mix in with my pink way too much. So this actually works really good. Now, if I were using our water painters, I would not use the crumb cake ink, because it will definitely bleed thin. But I'm barely going over that crumb cake. I'll just go over it real quick, because if I stayed on it too long, it would definitely start bleeding into my pink. Now I can tell I need to get a little more ink in here, so let me squeeze that again. Oh, much better. I didn't squeeze a big enough space. So I'm just going to keep coloring this in until it's all finished. Okay, now I intentionally kind of scribbled to have a scribble look to this, because I kind of like that look. I'm just going to take a little bit of pink, not much. Just going to lightly do that inside. Now, if you want it to be darker, you definitely can. Actually, let's try that. I'm going to color that inside in just a little bit darker than the rest of it. That'll be a little different than my original, but that's okay. That way you can get both of the looks. So that is all colored in. Now I'm going to grab my soft succulent. This was the green I picked out to go along with this, because there wasn't much green on the Queen Bee one, but this is the green that I used with the club. So I'm going to use the 3 leaf one there. Now this is in color that is going to be ending here really soon, unless it ends up coming back as a core color, because we're getting some new colors, a color revamp with the new annual catalog. But I don't know what colors are coming back and what aren't. So I do know this one is originally supposed to be gone by the end of April. And when the retired list comes out, it goes on while supplies last. So if you want to get your in colors, the 2021 to 2023 in colors, make sure you get them now before they start selling out. So we've got that already. So these need to be die cut. There's one thing here that I'm going to stamp on. This is that natural finish ribbon. This is a 3-inch piece that I put in the kit. I'm going to use my Early Espresso ink pad. Grab this Hello. Okay. I'm looking at it to make sure I didn't get too much ink, because I know there's a lot of rubber around that. And it doesn't have to be right in the middle, because this piece is plenty long enough for this word. I'm actually going to trim it down a little bit. But I love that we can stamp on this ribbon. Isn't that cool? I really like that. Okay, I'm going to bring my scissors in and trim it down just a little bit. I'm not going to go right up against the Hello. I'm going to leave a little bit of space there. But that way, when you stamp it, it's okay if it's not right in the middle, because you can make it be in the middle once you cut it. And I kind of like this looking frayed, so I'm going to pull some of these strands out, and they are kind of attached to one side, so I'll have to cut those off. But now I've got a little bit of a frayed look there. Not a ton, but just enough to make it look neat. And if you want a larger fray, then cut farther away from your word. That way you can make it even wider. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and cut these off. There we go. And now that one's ready to go. We have one more thing we need to stamp, and that's the inside of the card. This is a 4x5 1/4 inch piece of Very Vanilla. And I'm going to be stamping that flower with petal pink, so I need to clean that off with my chamois. And that chamois is actually one of the things in the $25 bonus that you get with your first 6 months of being a member, just in case you were wondering. And one of these, I love these Stampin' Pierce mats. I think it gives a nice support to all our stamps, not just the photopolymer, because you definitely need it with photopolymer, but I think it works really good with our cling ones that are rubber. Okay, so I stamped that with the petal pink. I'm going to bring in the soft succulent again. I'm going to stamp leaf right here. Okay. And then here's the one with the 3, and I'm going to put it over here. There we go. So that is all I'm going to do on the inside of the card. So we've got all of the stamping done. So now I'm going to get my embossing machine out. Okay, since I'm using dies that are small enough to fit in the mini, that's what I've got out. So I've got my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out. I'm going to grab this one here that has my flower and leaves, because that's all I need to die cut. Make sure, hopefully you're seeing this okay. And I need to grab some Post-it tape. You can find this on Amazon. This is what it looks like. But it works so good. It's got the same adhesive as a Post-it note, so you don't have to worry about it tearing your cardstock up when you want to remove this tape. But it'll hold the die in place. And this one's kind of big, so I'm going to put 2 on there just so it doesn't move on me. Here is this one. Grab another piece of tape. I'll grab a couple here. Usually I do that ahead of time and forgot to do that. So now I'm going to put this one on. And I think this one will be fine with just one. But always make sure I get tape on the inside of the die. If I don't, it definitely moves. So make sure you get on the outside and the inside. Oops, I picked up some of the ribbon threads I just cut. Now I'm going to put this one right here. Just make sure the whole image is in there and you don't see any vanilla around the perimeter of the image. Okay, that's ready. And then I'll put another mini standard cutting plate here. Actually, I should just say mini cutting plate. We'll run this through. And take the tape off. And now we've got this image. But see how that still looks good, even just looking scribbly. I like that look. Some flowers you can't do that. It just doesn't look quite right. But this one I think looks really good. And there's the leaf there. And here is the other leaf. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and finish this card. Okay, now I've got my card base. This is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of crumb cake. I'm going to line those corners up to get this right in half, to fold it right in half. And so I've got those ready. And I get my bone folder. Then I'm going to grab a piece of the Petal Pink that's 4 by 5.25, and it's already embossed with the Hive 3D embossing folder, which was actually part of Celebration last month, so some of you might have gotten this one free. And then this is a 1.5 by 5.25 inch piece of the Abigail Rose DSP. The one nice thing about being in the club, if you don't want to use the same design, you can pick another design in your pack since you've got a half pack of the paper. And I show you how to cut it during the club, so you don't have to worry about that. I don't cut the DSP. That way you can pick whatever design you want, but then I show you how to measure and everything on each video. So this one's going to go right here. So I'm going to grab my seal. And go ahead and just put this in. This happens to be the same design I used on my Queen Bee one, but I just really liked this one. I thought it looked really good, so I decided to stay with the same one. Now sometimes, especially with ones that have a lot of detail embossing folders, sometimes it shrinks the paper a little bit, and I can tell I've got a little bit of DSP hanging over the edge. So I'm going to turn it over, get my scissors right up against that cardstock. That helps me be able to cut the excess off and keep it a straight line. So that is ready to go. So we can go ahead and put this on the card base, and you can use whichever side you like. This one is just the one I decided to use. It's more got the indentations. If you want more of the bumpy look, then you can use this side. But we'll go ahead and turn this over and get some adhesive on it. Get some on the sides. I'll make sure I've got my corners because I don't want those popping up. And then I'm going to put this in the middle of the card base. Okay. Then I already die cut. This is from a 3 by 3 inch piece of early espresso. This is the third largest scallop circle die that's in the layering circles dies. That's from the annual catalog. And this is a piece of Vellum Basic Specialty DSP. It's a little hard to see it, but it's got some leaves to it. I bet if I put it on here, oh yeah, you can see it better that way. I liked having that brown there because it really shows it off a lot better. Now with this being see-through, and you can see which one it shows the best, really don't think it matters, but I'm going to make sure that I only put adhesive on the center part because we're going to cover that up with the flower. Because when I put this on, you're going to see this here in just a minute. As soon as I put this on the circle and push it down, you're going to see that adhesive. See how that little dark space there? That's the adhesive you're seeing through the vellum, but don't worry because we're going to be covering that up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card base. And it's going to go on just about here. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my flower, and I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. So I'm going to turn it over. Sometimes I use 3 so it doesn't wobble. This time I think 2 is going to be fine. I'm keeping them towards the center because I'm going to be putting some leaves underneath it, and those leaves underneath it will help it from wobbling too. I use my Take Your Pick tool to take the paper backing off. I just scoop it up. That way it's all together in one spot. I won't be dropping any singles all over my house. And then I'm going to put this in the center, but kind of angle it a little bit like so. But see, now it's covered up that adhesive under the vellum, so nobody's even going to know there was a problem. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some wings that are part of the honeybee bundle, because this is something that I die cut for you, but I'm incorporating this into my flower. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors, say that a few times fast, and these are kind of going to be like little leaves behind my stamped leaves. And I'm going to put them on about right here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to, let me grab my silicone mat. And this is something else that I put in the first bonus that you get after 6 months. I want you to be able to have the basics that I use all the time. And if you just happen to have one already, I've got a few of these. That way I can have one in one spot and one in another spot, and I'd have to go digging for them. So it's okay for me anyway if I had more than one. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm okay with there being a little bit of adhesive sticking right there because I'm going to be covering that up. But I'm only putting it here on the bottom because I don't want to have adhesive coming out the top here because it's going to be sticking to the envelope when I put it inside an envelope. And that vellum is a little bit in the way, but I think I'm going to be okay. I mean, I'm not the vellum, the Stampin' Dimensional. Oh, no, that's fine. If I wanted it to go down any farther, I could just clip off some of the bottom of the wing. But we've got that on there. I know it looks a little funny right now, but when I put the leaves on top, to me, it just has a nice little gold accent behind those leaves. And I kind of like this one coming out in between those two leaves. There we go. So we've just got a little bit of a accent, of gold accent. And actually, might want to put, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Nice thing with seal, you can move it for the first few minutes after putting it down. There, that looks a little better. When they were so close together, they kind of looked more like wings. If you separate them a little more, not so much. So there we go. We've got that on there. Now I'm going to grab my two leaves. All right, put the wings on. And then I'm going to put this underneath this one. Have it angled like so. And one thing I forgot, but I think I'll make it work. We've got these two little hive die cuts and a little flower die cut. I meant to attach these to the back of the circle. It's a little easier to put adhesive on the back of the circle and just stick this underneath, but I'm going to make it work. I'll just put some adhesive on the bottom part and make sure that gets stuck underneath. There we go. So we've got that one on there. So if you do what I did and forget to put adhesive on the back of the circle, you can still make it work. I'm going to put this one right here. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in the hello on our ribbon. I'm going to put some adhesive across here. You could also use glue dots. I'm just putting it on the center part. And I'm going to tuck it under the flower just a little bit. I think this is where I want. Oops, stuck to my finger. Hold on a minute. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. That's where I want it. So I've actually got it in a little different spot than I did on my queen bee. And that's the other thing. When you change it up, you can move things around. It doesn't have to be exactly the way it was on the original card. And then this flower was actually something I put on the bee, but I thought, oh, I still want to use it. So what I'm going to do, I thought this hello needed a little something. So I'm going to grab my glue dots. I'm going to put this on the bottom right corner of my hello. There we go. And then, oh, I was going to say bling, but first let's go ahead and put this on. This is the inside of the card. Don't want to forget that. I always like making the inside decorated like the outside, or have some element from the outside. That way it coordinates together. And it makes the card a little more special too. So there, I've got that there. So there's my inside. Now I'm going to grab the bling. And I'm using the rest of Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots that come with the club. I'm using up one of mine. I've been using these a lot. I've got another pack, but I'm only using small ones, so I thought I might as well just get this one out and use them up. So I'm going to put a small one here. I kind of liked having a couple grouped together there. I'm going to put another one about right here. And I decided this flower definitely needed a little something, so I'm going to put one in the middle of that flower. So that is my first alternative card. I'll have one more. I'll probably have that post either the 13th or 14th of the month, giving you a couple more days reminder that to sign up for club if you want to be part of my club. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. And if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. Just click on that contact me link below, and I will send out the current catalogs right now, the annual catalog and the January to April catalog. And I will send out your first set for free. Just click that contact me link below and give me your mailing address, and I'll get it mailed out to you right away. Show you the cards one more time. And if you want to stamp with me again, make sure you click that subscribe button below. And then when you see that bell icon, click on it and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in some other videos in the future. Have a great day, guys. And if you did like this video, please give me a like or comment below. I love hearing from you. I have fun interacting with you guys. Always love to hear from you. See you later. Bye.